So today I'm gonna do Codewars here. Probably stay here for 2 hours. I'm not sure if I'm gonna look at the solution. Probably not. If I can't do it in 2 hours, I'm gonna try to solve it another day. And then after that, I'm gonna see if I'll continue to do the Kaggle stuff. I took a look at other solutions and some of the discussion, and I think I'm gonna copy this one as well into my own thing. And then try to do it, try to save a model, save a model, and then play with the data, try to create new features before I move on to the next one. And then I was watching the videos on YouTube from another guy that streams on Twitch, and he has some Kaggle competitions as well. So I think I'll be reading the code from the solutions of other people on these competitions, and I'm also gonna look at this, I think, the means dataset, which is a good one to start with, I think. That's what most people do when they're starting. So yeah, I haven't seen this problem yet, so the Vigenère, not sure how to say this, Cipher. Well, let me see if I mute Twitch. I have some music in the background as well, but I'm not gonna put it on stream. Cipher is a classic cipher originally developed by Italian cryptographer Giovan Battista Belasso and published in 1500. It is named after a later French cryptographer and developer of strong AutoKey cipher. Cipher is easy to understand and implement, but survived 3 centuries of attempts to break it, earning it the nickname Le Chiffre, I don't know how to say this, or the indecipherable cipher. The method of encrypting alphabetic text by using a series of different Caesar ciphers based on the letters of a keyword. It is a simple form of polyalphabetic substitution. In this, each letter of the alphabet is shifted along some number of places. For example, shift 3, A would become D, B would become E. Okay, so it shifts the letter, basically, the letters. Assume the key is repeated for the length. I think I just saw the function on NumPy that does this for an array, which is called row, I think, on P. So I'm probably gonna use that, actually. I suspect at some point. Assume the key is repeated for the length of the text, but character by character. Assume the key. What is the key? Assume the key is repeated for the length of the text, character by character. Note that some implementations repeat the key over characters only if they are part of the alphabet. This is not the best case here. The shift is derived by applying a scissor shift to a character with the corresponding index of the key in the alphabet. Visual representation. My secret code I want to secure. Password. Write a class that, when given a key and an alphabet, can be used to encode and decode from the cipher. I don't understand what the key is meant to be. Assume the key is repeated for the length of this. So how is the key related to the shift? Incorporates the message of the text into the key. Assume the key is repeated for the length of text, character by character. The shift is derived by applying scissor shift to a character with the corresponding index of the key in the alphabet. The shift is derived by applying a scissor shift to a character with the corresponding index of the key in the alphabet. So does that mean for all the letters? I don't understand. So am I supposed to take the index of each word in the key and then shift the message by those indexes? It's kind of confusing. When given a key and an alphabet can be used to encode and decode from the cipher. So the alphabet is this, key is this. Create a cipher helper with each letter substituted by the corresponding character in the key. I don't get the relationship between the key and the... I get that I have to shift the letters in the alphabet based on some pattern of the key, but I don't understand how they... Okay, am I supposed to shift each letter based on the character of the key? On each character of the key? Any character not in the alphabet must be left as is. For example, following the from above. I think I might have to find another one. I don't understand the explanation of this one. Maybe if I just read it again. Not in the alphabet must be left as is. So any character that is not in the key and that is in the key and is not in the alphabet is left as is. But what happens to the other ones? Maybe I should search for this stuff. Should decrypt take the first letter of the cipher text and the first letter of the key and subtract their value. Letters have a value equal to their position in the alphabet, starting from 0. If the result is negative, add 26, the number of letters in the alphabet. The result gives the rank of the playing letter. Take the first letters of the ciphertext, 113, and the key, and subtract them. So take the first letters of the ciphertext then, and the key value 10. The letter of value 3 is D. Still not sure if I understand. So I need to get the index of each one and then subtract one from the other, and that's gonna be the text, I think. I think I'm gonna watch a video on this. Probably easier to understand. What is this? Okay, so I'm gonna shift the text. So by using a series of different scissor sizes based on the letters of a keyword. So I'm gonna use the keyword to shift the alphabet. In a scissor cipher, each letter of the alphabet is shifted along some number of places. So cipher dash 3, A would become D. Consists of several scissor ciphers in sequence with different shift values. Okay, I think I understand. So for each character of the key, I should shift based on the index of that character in the alphabet. And that's gonna encode, and then the decoding process is the reverse. Where basically I have to shift again on the other direction based on the index of the... I think I get it now. Assume the key is repeated for the length of the text, character by character. Note that some implementations repeat the key over characters only if they are part of the alphabet. This is not the case here. Some implementations repeat the key over characters only if they are part of the alphabet. Shift is derived by applying scissor shift to a character with the corresponding index of the key in the alphabet. Okay, so I think I get it. So self dot key equals key. index of that alphabets equals alphabets. And then I'm also gonna do self dot dict dot. Yeah, I'm already using alphabet, but I'm thinking about doing a list with all the words in the alphabet, then using the index of the list. Then I can look through the key, but how I'm gonna shift, that's the thing. I think I need to get the index of the key, the index of the alphabet, letter in the alphabet, and decrease the key. Oh, thanks for the follow. Muzo Binokami, I think it is. So the text is not part of the thing. Any character not in the alphabet must be left as is, for example, following from above. So if any character in the text is not in the alphabet, it should be left as is. So they should only encode letters that are on the alphabet. So the only point of confusion I have here, because now I'm thinking that the key in the alphabet is just to determine how many letters are gonna shift the text. That's the thing. So before I was thinking that I have to loop through the alphabet and then shift the letters on the alphabet based on the key. But now I'm thinking that I should use both key and alphabet to shift the characters on the text, probably. And I'm gonna have to do all to lowercase as well, probably, to compare. And I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it, but and maybe this is not the best because I can just use the numbers. From 0 to 25, I think. So let me think. I think I need to read more to understand how the logic of the shift. So let me read this again. Uses a key made of letters and an alphabet. There are several ways to achieve the ciphering method by adding letters. In order to cipher a text, take the first letter of the message and the first letter of the key. Add their value. Letters have a value depending on their rank. The alphabet starting with 0. the result of the addition module is the rank of the cipher letter. Yeah, but what if they are different lengths? That's the thing. So the first letter here, D, we got K, and add them. The letter of letter 13 is N. Continue with the next letter of the plain text. So the alphabet is only used to check if you should do it or not. If you should shift or not, I think. So this is probably the best approach since they're saying. So you should create a 2D array. I think you can do that with NumPy. A cipher letter is at the intersection. Which is still confusing to me because the lengths are different. So I guess when you get the first one, you add the first of the key and the first of the text, but when they are different, what do you do? Oh, okay. When arrived at the end of the key, go back to the first letter of the key. Hmm. Take the first letter of the ciphertext and the first letter of the key and subtract their values. I should probably have a string actually. String is better. Self.letters. It's just less work. Yeah. And then I should check on this string the index. So maybe what I should do when I initialize this should the grid here. And then it's gonna be on the intersection. So I'm gonna have to do a nested for loop, I think. Yeah, probably it's the only way because it's should be, so and then I can put an if condition to see when they match. But the only problem is that one of the loops has to go. The outer loop is always the key, the text, and the inner loop is the key. I'm trying to think if there's a better way to do this. And I guess the grid is the alphabet, with the alphabet. Yeah, I guess the size of the degree is determined by whatever the alphabet is. And I think it's only unique values. So I should probably remove duplicates as well in the alphabet. I'm not sure if they're gonna pass. Maybe I should do the easy way first and then think about that later. Here they're gonna pass. Oh, but that's the text, not the key in the alphabet. Yeah, I think the alphabet's only unique characters. And the intersection is gonna be whenever the key and whenever the character of the key and the text are the same. Whenever their index crosses. So I can use the self.letters to find the index of each one. And then, yeah, so how to find the index of car in string? That's the first question I have. Then, after I find the index, I should probably create this to the array here. I'm not sure if I should use NumPy as well. Maybe I should use NumPy instead of creating the to degree because I wanna try to implement the function that I just learned, which is numpy.row, which shifts a series based on a pattern. So I could use that. Or maybe I can split the letters and then I can create an array and then I can shift that array based on the... I can use numpy.row based on the index that I want. So that's one way. The other way is to create the grids. Maybe I'm gonna search for numpy row again. It's hard to think about what way is the best off the top of my head. It feels like numpy row is probably better, but harder to do. And the other way is easier to do it, to make it work, but probably not ideal. Row array elements along with given access. I'm going to do this at the first. I think that's actually very good. So A is the array, shift is the number. The number of places by which elements are shifted. If a tuple, then access must be a tuple of the same size. I think actually I'm gonna try to use numpy row. Because it just makes sense. So be row based on the index of key. Yeah, I can create a key, a loop on the key. So far in range length of the text, then loop through the key. Yeah, but with this way, I'm still using an nested for loop. I don't think I can get away from that because it's gonna be a grid anyway. And probably NumPy is faster because I think it's built. I don't remember exactly really well, but I think it's closer to C than just doing normal Python for loops. But I could be wrong about that. So just want to make sure that I understand exactly if that's what I need to do. So first check actually. So check if letters on text are on alphabets. But then that's the problem. I can't remove them because they're just gonna stay the same. So maybe I have to perform the check each time. Yeah, actually, I think that's better. So as I'm looping through the text, I make a check. As I loop, as make check to see is on alphabets. If it is row based on index. Yeah, so I transform the first transform text in array based on each letter. The problem is the spaces and special characters as well. I should think about that. Yeah, but if there are spaces, they're not gonna be on the alphabet, I think. So that's fine. Because then it's gonna make the check, it's gonna see that it's not on the alphabet, and it's just gonna skip. So first I make the text in an array, then I check to see if the letter, then I loop through this text, and then I make a check to see if the letter of the text is on the alphabet. If it is, I get the index of the letter on the alphabet, on these letters here. Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, I think that's the part I'm confusing. Because then I need to, yeah, maybe I need to get the index of that minus the index of the key. And then shift, then call np.row on the text. Yeah, but then that's the problem, because if I'm looping through the text, I would have to create two different arrays. One to make the check and one to row each time. Oh, I can also do on 2D arrays. And the hardest part of this, honestly, is understanding how this encryption method is supposed to work. Polyalphabetic substitution cipher that is a natural evolution of this Cipher cipher. Encrypts by shifting each letter in the plain text up or down a certain number of places in the alphabet. If the message was right shifted before each key, okay. This is encryption using a secret key, as well as an encryption table called a Vigenère square. Table or tabular. Tabula recta typically contains the 26 letters of the Latin alphabet from H to Z along the top of each column, and repeated along the left side at the beginning of each row. Each row of the square has the 26 letters of the Latin alphabet, shifted one position to the right in a cyclic way as the rows progress downwards. Oh, so it's shifted. Each one is shifted. So it's not like I was thinking. Once B moves to the front, A moves down to the end. Yeah, this is confusing. It's confusing more than making me understand. After finalizing the plain text, the person encrypting would then pick a secret key, which would help encrypt and decrypt the message. Our example secret key is here. Next step is repeating the secret key enough times so its length matches the plain text. So it's pretty much matching. Once the two lines are split into 5 letter groups, start encrypting. Take one letter from the plain text group and a letter from the secret key group. We're going to start with I and B. And find the entry in the tabula recta where the row and column intersect. For this example, the first letter of the encrypted cipher text is J. So if it gets B and then I, and then finds the J. But this table is shifted. Yeah, so I don't understand why it's shifted though. I guess it's just how it's supposed to work. And so probably this is the easiest way to do it. I think I'm gonna do it like this. So the first question is how to create this 2D stuff. I think you can use NP row for this actually, where I can use the self. Maybe I should initialize the class with this. I can use the self dot letters and NP row to shift by one. I do for I in range 26, then I just make a list with the shift in letters. I was trying to think if that's the best approach. Maybe we should search for NumPy to the erase. Once the two lines are split into 5-letter groups, start encrypting, take one letter from the plain text. So you match both. Once you've done that for every character, for an encrypted text should look like this. You can use this cipher for short or long messages. So the first step, I think I'm going to erase this. Create tabular recta. Then make string of same length of text by looping through key. Then match both indexes on tabular recta. And then after doing that, I'm gonna have the final string. It doesn't sound too difficult, to be honest. After you understand. Decrypting seems like it's gonna be. I'm gonna focus on encrypting first. This decrypting sounds like it might be harder than to encrypt. If you have the secret key, decrypting is as easy as encrypting. Work backwards using the tabular recta. First repeat the secret. I think to reverse a string you just can do slicing, where just do 2 dots and -1. And then you can probably create a... You can call the encode with the reverse of the string, maybe. Work backwards using tabula recta. First repeat the secret key so its length matches the cipher tags. Using the tabula recta, find the row that corresponds. So it's pretty much the same process. Yeah, but now the text is the encrypted one. Let's see the first letter in your secret key, text in your case. Find the corresponding cipher text, vertical column, blah, blah. Can also be described and then decrypted algebraically by assigning each letter from H to Z, value from 0 to 25. So now I think I'm gonna obviously focus one by one on how to do this. So how do I create a tabula recta in the best way possible? And also I don't need to do these letters here. Then maybe tabular, because I already have the alphabet, so I'm actually gonna do it through the alphabet. So let me think. Now, if I'm understanding this correctly, I think the alphabet is supposed to determine the size of the tabular thing. And each row is shifted by 1. So first I'm gonna probably create an umpire array, then I can create a for loop, for i in range length of the alphabet. And then I use np.row for each column. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there's a better way. If I should create a 2D array initially and then do the values that way, or if I should create a 1D array and then create each row. I think it's just np.array, but it's np.array. The thing is I can't really see here. So maybe this will. Okay. So I think this works. Bright range. Length of alphabets. Now that's the thing. I can probably use self.tabular.append. np.row list I. I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but don't lose anything by trying. I can't depend on the numpy arrays. So I think what I can do is I equal to this. I can obviously use lists, but I wanna use arrays to train because I never use arrays. And I'm not sure if this mistake is for the row or for the soft tabular. So I think what I'm gonna do is make equal 1 here or any number just to see. Okay, so that's for the tabular stuff. So maybe how can I search for this? Add list to numpy array. Insert numpy.append. So numpy.append. So I think first is the array that I want to append to. Oh, and creates a copy. That's the problem. First, but I think I'm gonna try anyway. The second is the value that I want to append. But that's the thing. So I think I need to tell which access. So this is column. And this is row. Yeah, so x is 0. Let me see if this works. if I do this? Oh, actually, here should be alphabets, not list. All the input arrays must have the same number of dimensions, but the array at index 0 has 1 dimension, and the array at index 1 has 0 dimensions. So maybe what I should do is p.array, like this. Because this is probably not an array. It still has 0 dimensions. And let me try, probably it's not gonna have any difference, but okay. Tonight. I think it's probably better to choose this one. It's because I'm not using parentheses. I want to see if I can do it without creating a different list separately. That's the thing. Let me comment this out. So it works. I maybe should create it on the. I can create it on the for loop. But it. I wonder if it's gonna be the same thing because I'm not doing anything different. It looks a lot cleaner, but not doing anything different. So it is. So what's the problem here? So what if I put this in a list? That might be the issue. Okay, so at least I'm not getting the same error. Iteration over 0D array. I don't know what this means. I think what's happening is because it's weird if the issue is on the np.row because it was working before. Oh, it's probably because alphabet's a list. It's a string, not a list. That's the thing. Yeah, so I shouldn't do this as well. So I'm trying to do np.row on a list, on a string, but I should do it on a list. Turn string into list. I think it's just dot split, but I don't remember really well. Let me try. I think that's the problem. There we go. Nice. But it doesn't look like it's shifted. That's the thing. No, it's just the same stuff. Yeah, because they split, I'm not splitting by each character, I'm creating a list of length 1. But I think this is gonna fail, probably. Because I remember, yeah, empty separator. So I wanna create a list with each character. The issue is that I can't put the space. And this might be an interesting way. Use map. Map none alphabet. But then I need to turn it into a list, maybe. So this doesn't work. Yeah, I'm not sure why they put it here. I can do a list comprehension. I can just copy this. Yeah, but then I need to do it. Yeah, that's probably easier. Yeah, the issue with this is that, well, actually, I have to do it outside of here. I didn't want to create another variable. Yeah, there we go. And the question is that what I want? Probably not, because, yeah, let me see here. I'm getting Z here on this one. So I should shift in the other direction. So I should probably do minus. Maybe, hopefully this works. Yeah, nice. I think now I have it in the way that I want. Yeah, but I'm not concatenating here. At least these are seems to be working. Now I have to see why this one is not working. Maybe if I use the other one. I forgot the method. Or maybe it was just append. It's still empty. I think I'm gonna search again. Ultra append row into numpy array. think I'll bread back. So apparently I can use this H stack. I think I'm gonna put the music on string now. Whatever. Ways to add rows, columns, and numpy. I think I'm gonna keep streaming after I hit the 2 hours. I think I have 1 hour left. Trying to solve this challenge. And if I can't do it, I'm just gonna stop and work on the other stuff. I usually don't like streaming at night because I don't wanna make a lot of noise. But I think I'll test it out to see. Because usually I prefer working at night. It just seems like you can focus more because everyone is sleeping. It's a weird psychological thing. I feel like a lot of people work like that as well. So I guess it's just the array and then the other array that I want to add. So this is a different method. This initial array, this one seems to be better. Yeah, but that's for columns, not for rows. There's probably a row stack. Yeah, let me just try and see what happens. Each stack dispatcher takes one position argument, which you were given. Oh, so probably I should... Well, but this one doesn't have the access there. That's the thing. I think rows also is V stack. And I should put them on parentheses. That's the thing. So let me try if this row stack first. Where index 0 has size 0. Index 1 has size 26. It's complaining about the size. Because tabular has length 0 and the other one has length 26. Yeah, so this method is not gonna work. And the append for some reason is also not working. X is 0. And what's wrong here? Oh, probably that's the issue. And doesn't append, that's the problem. I think it's good to force myself to try to do things in a way that I'm not used to doing. Because that's the only way to learn. Maybe we should try to do... Oh, but I'm already doing an NP array here. And I'm creating the array. So why is not appending? It might be because I need to put the dimensions. So maybe I can create with this np.empty. And then pass 0 here, or 1. Or maybe 2 actually. But that's the issue. So 0 and 2. What's gonna be the type? Lists, probably. Oh, it's actually a string, because there are gonna be strings on the arrays. Well, let me try with this one. There must be a much easier way to do this than what I'm doing right now. Maybe if I just do self tabular and then plus equals. But the issue with that's gonna create a list and not to the array. This doesn't work. Trying to think of a better way to phrase this question. Maybe add rows to numpy array. True. Empty numpy array. Or maybe I need to specify the thing. 0, 2 and then string. But then it gives me this. Maybe I can use another function here instead of append. Or maybe I need to create the other one with 2 dimensions. Oh, okay. So it's much faster to append to the list and then convert later. So first I'm gonna try to do it in this way. I'm just gonna add a list here so it's 2-dimensional. The array at index 0 has size 2 and the array at index 1 has size 26. Maybe concatenate. But it's gonna give me the same thing, I think. But why are they saying that I should do like this if this is also empty and this is not empty? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, I think I'm doing it the wrong way here. Because this one should be... yeah. So I should do like this probably. Same thing. All the input array dimensions for the concatenation access must match. Along dimension 1 array. So what if I use list here instead? I feel like it's gonna give me the same error, but it's worth trying. Oh, now it says 1 dimension. I can just try as well to put the thing here. Yeah, same thing. Maybe let me print to see what I'm getting there. And that's the problem. It's not really HUD, it's just a list. So I think the question is how to make this NP array 2-dimensional, but without adding a bunch of rows. I think I should just put a comma and an index, but I don't remember really well. I can use reshape. After I do this, I'm just gonna do the list way because it's probably faster, but I wanna see if I can do it with the arrays. I think it's gonna be... So the first number is the rows. So the first number is 1 and the second is 2. Reshape. Oh, because it's... Yeah, I don't really want to reshape, I want to transform the thing. It's already one row and 26 columns. So maybe the question I should ask is how to transform a 1D NumPy array into a 2D. They're gonna give reshape. Because the issue is if I pass 26 and in a different number there, it's just gonna change the values, and that's not what I want. Maybe if I search for how to create 2D NumPy array, long list. Yeah, but that's not what I want. Why this method doesn't work if I do the list here? No, because then the problem is the row, I think. Yeah, then I can't do the row then. That's the issue. I think. And this should also be up list here, probably. So that's what I'm gonna be using. Then I think I tried as well to create this, make this into a list, but for some reason it didn't work. And that's the thing, I think. We're just creating one list with these values here. And that's not what I want. Let me erase this and see. What do I get? It's the same thing. Right, this one is correct, but this one, it doesn't create a list. Maybe I can do a list comprehension here. Yeah, but then... because it defeats the purpose of using np.row then. If I do that. Because the issue here is that this one has the commas here, so it has 26 elements, and this one has only one giant element with all these letters. Which is not what I want. I want this should be equal to this, but shifted by one index. And it doesn't work. Let me remove this line and see what I get here for each one. Yeah, the pattern is correct, but the issue is... because then, if I obviously I can do a bunch of for loops and then rearrange, but that's not the best. So maybe I should read the NumPy row stuff again. So it's flattened before shifting after reach the original. So it's supposed to restore the original shape, but here for some reason it doesn't work. Maybe I should pass access here for 0. No, it's just the same thing. So I think after it flattens and then try to reconstruct, it doesn't work. But it's supposed to work. Thanks for the follow. The neutral one, other than that. It's weird because here seems to work. So roll, here. And then the number. Maybe I'm missing something? Oh, maybe because I'm using a list and this has to be an array. Let me see if I could do compile that array. Yeah, that's probably the issue. There we go. Oh no, it's the same thing. I thought that solved. Yeah, now maybe it's because of the way that I did this loop here. It's probably... No, but now it shows up with the comma. What if I do... This is equal to this, that's numpy array. And now it converts to this. So maybe I should search for how to transform a list into a numpy array. I think what's happening is when it's flattening the list, it misses the values because it doesn't reshape for some reason after converting. But it's so weird. Or maybe numpy arrays are supposed to be like this, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Or I should pass an argument for the dimensions. Yeah, maybe if I do, let me try that. First I'm gonna look at the numpy array, the documentation to see if I can pass the shape. Yeah, here shows us with the comma. Oh, and dimension true. And p.array. Let's see if this makes a difference. Okay, so at least I'm getting the two-dimensional stuff. So maybe now it works if I try to append, but it's still not the... I'm not sure if it's doing what I think it's supposed to do. Maybe concatenate. Self.subler with r x is equals 0. Should put this into parentheses. Yeah, that's the issue. I think the problem is because of this conversion here. Because this is not showing up with a comma. If each one of them had a comma, you would view this as size 1 and then you would concatenate them, but because that's the way that people are saying you're supposed to do. So I don't understand. I should probably put object instead of string there as well. So maybe I will do the easier way, which is just choose a bunch of lists and then convert later. Or choose a list and then append to the list. I think I'm gonna do that so I don't spend too much time on this. But it's interesting to see. Yeah, probably something I should study more. Because it seems very confusing to use these NumPy arrays. The only issue of using row is that I'm gonna have a list of NumPy arrays. Then I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to convert later. I can convert, I can make it a list and then convert into using another method other than the row, but it's gonna be less efficient, I think. Part of me wants to keep trying to make it work with NumPy arrays because I think it's better for studying, but part of me just wanna do the easy easier method that I can think of, and just so I can finish the thing. So I can study the machine learning stuff. It's just very hard to know when to use these things. It's one thing to know them, but it's another thing to know when to use certain things and when to not use it. It's kind of the same thing with classes and objects. It's kind of hard to decide when is the best time to use something. And I still haven't thinking about a good... I wasn't able to think about a good way to practice that or to study that. To understand when to use something. Because always the default is to revert back to what you're most comfortable with. But then if you keep doing the same stuff, you never grow, so... But then if you always try to do things just so you can use the stuff you learn, then you run the risk of overcomplicating everything. So it's hard to strike the balance. And I know that for machine learning stuff, NumPy arrays are used a lot. NumPy and pandas, because it just seems to be better for the calculations. Especially when it comes to matrices, 2D stuff. It's more efficient as well. But I think I'm gonna convert to a list. So make this into a list, then I can just append. It's a lot easier. Then I convert later. Also, let me erase this one. The only issue is that I'm gonna append NumPy arrays. And it's only appending one for some reason. Oh, it's because I'm using the length of the list and not the length of the alphabet. Because I already forgot what I did here. So I should also erase this and this. Yeah, no, that's the issue. So maybe I can convert this into a list by doing this. So I already forgot the problem, I think. What I was trying to do is create this tabular, which is a list of lists. Each one has the alphabet, and then the rows are shifted by one. I think that's the goal. So the array, so this creates the list with the letters of the alphabet. And then this creates a list that shifts them based on each letter of the alphabet. And then I append them to the tabular thing. And this creates a list of lists. Yeah, so that's the thing. Okay, so now it's correct, I think. Because I have a list of lists, and each row of the list is... And then here I can make probably self.tabular. Oh, the index is off here. self tabler equals np array self.tabler, and maybe this works. So I think at least this format, even if I can't translate into an np array, I can just use the self.tabler to do the indexing here on the encode, the decode. I think the other parts are a lot easier than this one, but it seems to work nice. I just don't understand why he's doing this. Maybe one thing I can do is print by specific indexes, so I see. Let me try one here. There we go. So even though it doesn't have the commas, I think it works exactly the same way, or each one is an element. But for some reason it's not showing the comma there, which is weird. But I think this is gonna work. So now I have the tabular data, tabular thing. So make a string of same length of text by looping through key. So new string equals empty string. Or I'm not gonna use char because it might be special keywords. Probably not, but yeah, just gonna use letter. Put letter in text. Oh, actually, let me think. I'm gonna have to use the range, I think. Like a string of the same length of text by looping through key. So obviously I can do a nested for loop to make the string. But I think a better way is probably using the range, and then I can reset the index based on maybe create a new variable, then reset the variable based on the length of the key, and that's probably faster, I think. Now the only question is, I should probably make the if statement first, but I don't know. I think I'll have to test. And v equals 0. But that's the issue if I do things like this. Because after it passes the length, it doesn't matter. It's just gonna give me more. So if v is equal to... yeah, that's the correct way. Then what do I do? Let me think. Yeah, new string I plus equals EV. I think that's the way. The only issue is spaces. Because I don't wanna translate it, so maybe I should do an if else statement as well. So this is just to create a new string to compare later. I'm getting confused now. So create, so this one I did, make a string of same length of text by looping through key. Yeah, so I should make a new string that is equal, that is the same length of the string text with the looping of the key. So that's what I'm doing right now. Yeah, but the issue is that I have to compare with the text. That's the thing. So if text I equals empty string or equals space, but I'm not sure if that's the best way. That's the problem. New string I equals plus equals space. So I'm thinking about possible cases where this is gonna fail, and if there's a better way to do this. So, because if there is an empty space here, you should have an empty space on the string as well. And then any other case, the character should be the same index. It should be the letter of the key in whatever index it is the key. So I think this works. And v plus equals 1. And then this is gonna reset v to 0 once it reaches the limit. Then I'm not sure if I should do this before or after. Maybe after, actually. Yeah, this is probably better. Oh, actually, that should be less. Less or equal, yeah. So if v is less or equal than the length of the key, it does this thing here, which translates the keys into the string, and then if it is equal, it's gonna, or bigger. If it is bigger, then it's gonna... Yeah, but then that's the problem, because I'm gonna miss one letter this way. Or maybe I should do the same thing, but after making v equals 0. Yeah, this way I don't miss a letter. I mean, it's actually v as well instead of I. No, I think this way is correct. Now, let me see if it works. Oh, it's self.key. Okay. Oh, it has to be here as well. So this should be... Let's try this one. Line 33. I don't understand this. Or maybe it's because of the spaces. Yeah, I don't get it. Because if it's smaller than... then the length, it's supposed to do this. Self.key plus key. Bigger doesn't make sense. I don't think it's the index of the new string as well, because it's just looping through the thing. It doesn't make sense. Should be the index of the string, but maybe it does actually, because it's an empty string in the beginning, but it should have the index of 0. Maybe you should do just anything here, just an empty string, just say, or this, whatever. So it is the new string that is the problem, and not the V. So maybe I should just do this instead. Yeah, that's probably better. I'm already getting tired, I can tell. Okay, so at least it works. The new string is password. Yeah, and none of them, and this one misses the D, so I think it works. So now what should I do? They match both indexes on tabular recta. So now what I should do is... yeah, I have to... look up the index of both the text and the new string and match them. So how I'm gonna do that? Because obviously the first thing that comes to mind is just doing a bunch of nested for loops, so that way I get the index of each one, and then I get whatever character is. Thanks for the follow. Let's see your name. BJ Campolo. I think I'm gonna take a break soon because I'm getting tired already, and I hit the 2 hour. I probably could solve this in a lot less than 2 hours if I didn't spend a bunch of time looking at this NumPy stuff, but I think it's worth it. It doesn't really matter anyway, the ranking, I think. I'm not sure if people care about that, if it makes any difference to get higher because people can cheat, I think, and they can just look up the answer. So I think it matters more to learn the stuff, to learn as much as possible from each challenge instead of trying to rank up as fast as I can. Okay, so obviously I think that solution is not great because I'm gonna have to do 3 loops, I think, or maybe I can use 1 loop for both the index of the text and the... yeah, actually that makes a lot more sense. So the question is, how do I get the index on the tabular thing of the letters? Let me go back to this. So the index of the... so the index of the letter is the index of the alphabet. They're both the index of the alphabet, so that's easy. So all I have to do is get the index of each one in the alphabet and then make the final string equal to that. Yeah, I can do just 1 loop, I think. So maybe how to find the index. String Python. So just dot index. Dot index. So for B in range, length text, text B dot index. I think I'm gonna print this to see if I'm getting the index. Oh, it's alphabet dot index this. Maybe I should use self.alphabet as well. Yeah, self.alphabet. Okay, so I'm getting the index, which is nice, and then I'll do the same thing for new string B. Just want to see if it works. Substring not found. Yeah, so that's the thing. So I need to make an if statement. So if text B. I'm trying to think if I need to make the if statement for the new string or not. I don't think so, because... but maybe I do actually. Because sometimes it might be possible that a letter in the key is not gonna exist on the alphabet. So I think I need to check for both. So maybe if I do an end statement. Index text equals this. Well, actually, and then index E. And then all I have to do is make a new string. Result plus equal, actually, oh yeah, result plus equals self.tabular index tags, index key, and then else I just make result plus equals text b, because if the latter doesn't exist, it's gonna remain the same. And then I return results. Okay, at least it broke, but it passed one test. Substring not found. So it's breaking the code even though I'm using as an if statement. So I think there are just two possible ways. One way is to find a new method. I think if I can do .find probably. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. .find is different than -1. This is the first thing I remember using this, I think. Not 100% sure if that's the way, but I think that these attempts to find the substring on this string, if it doesn't find, returns -1. So if it's different, it means that it found. Nice. Awesome. I was expecting to break, to be honest. One thing that I have to get better at as well is being comfortable with accepting that it's gonna break a bunch of times. Because a lot of times you don't want to run because you are afraid that it's gonna break, and then you don't know how much time you're gonna spend trying to debug this stuff. But it's always better, obviously, to run as frequently as possible and just become better at debugging faster. So that's something I have to get in the habit of doing, of running every time I can. So I guess the tests that are failing are the decoding ones. And the thing about the decoding is I think I can just call the encodes, but I think I'm gonna try the easiest way. Yeah, but that's the thing, because they might pass a different text. But maybe I can just... Oh, actually, yeah, let me think. What if I return self.encodes with text? This works for one, but fails for the other ones. I'm not really sure why it fails. Because, yeah, let me think. Well, maybe it's a different alphabet, but yeah, that doesn't make sense because the class is the same. So the tabular data should be the same, and the only difference is the text. Oh, I guess the only difference is that the order of the index changes, probably. Yeah, this might be the difference. So let me think. I can either put a condition here or try to put the condition here. Yeah, but here it doesn't make sense. Yeah, I can pass another, yeah, but if I pass another argument, then it's gonna fail the tests. I was thinking about passing another argument and then make it if true. Then I put the condition and then I can just pass. Or I can actually make a false by default. And then I can make here if back and do the same thing, but changing the order here. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it doesn't have any difference. So what possibly can be wrong with this? Maybe it's the string. Let me think. So one thing could be the alphabet that I didn't check to see if there are repeating numbers, repeating letters in the alphabet. That could be one. The second thing could be, yeah, but if there are repeating letters in the text, then I don't think it should matter. But maybe it does. Oh, maybe it does when for the decoding parts. Yeah, let me read this stuff again. I think maybe I'll take a break and then solve this later. If I have the secret key, the thing is, I feel like I'm so close to getting it. And the issue is that it might break in a lot more if I submit or if I attempt here. Yeah. That's the thing. They're gonna have special characters on the attempt. Which is probably gonna make it a lot harder. So that's the problem, because then I'm gonna have to make a regex to check if it is a special character or not, and then I'm gonna make an if condition here. I think that's what they want me to do. And that's probably why it's failing on the other ones. Instead of doing, I knew this was weak, wasn't probably the best way to do it. So instead of doing this, you probably have to do a regex here, and then making the thing equal to whatever the pattern is. I should be equal to text I here as well. And then here should be a regex instead of the empty space. But I'm not sure if that's gonna solve the decrypting parts as well. I can probably do a regex. It's not that hard actually. You just do like this, and that's it. Because you can do the W. Because you're only changing alphabet letters. Yeah, you would do the big W because you don't want to be an alphabet letter when you're making it equal to text. And otherwise you're just gonna encrypt. Yeah, but here the issue is on the decryption part, which is probably slightly different as well. It has to be because I'm not passing, so. Gotta understand what's the difference between the decryption and the encryption. Oh, so in this case, instead of finding, I need to get the index of the thing. Instead of making it equal to the tabular thing. Let me see if I find the row that corresponds to the first letter in your secret key text in your case. To the first letter in your secret key text. So that's the text they give. In the B row, find the corresponding cipher text, letter J. So you gotta use the letter in the text to find the letter in the tabular data, and then with that you get the other one. So let me think. Yeah, but it isn't the same thing. Secret key. We're gonna have the key and we're gonna have the text. Oh, the difference is that in the other case the text is not the index of the alphabet. Oh, let me think. Yep, this is confusing. Because in the first place you're getting the index, and the other place you're getting the value in the tabular data and getting the index based on that. So the first case you need to get the index of the alphabet by using this. But it's just, let me think. And the question is, how do I find So the first value of the key is the row. And the first value here is the column, the second is the rows. So the second value is the rows. So I need to find the column that has the letter. But isn't that the same thing? Because the first case I'm getting the letter here, and then the row. In the second case I'm getting the row and finding the letter from that. That's the difference. Also, I can just loop through the value there. It's just confusing thinking about the indexes. Because I need to find the list that contains the letter from this row here. And then I need to return the index based on that. But I'm just thinking if I do 0 here instead, if I do it like this, does that give me the list? That's the thing. Because which index comes first? I think that the first index is probably... Oh, since this one works, the first index should be the columns, I think. And the second, the rows. But maybe in this case, let me try to switch them up to see if it still passes some of them. It still passes, so in this case it doesn't matter. So I think the first, it makes more sense for the first index to be the rows, the second is the columns. So maybe I should just print this to see what I get. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do it here. Oh, actually, yeah, I can't do this because trying to append the list to a string. So I think, yeah, I'm getting it right. So this gets the row there. Now I need to get the index of... Yeah, I need to figure out the second index based on the letter that is on this list here. And then based on that index is gonna be the letter. Yeah, I think that's it. So if I do the index of that, that's gonna be result plus that thing. I think. It's just really confusing. Because it's not really a list, it's a list of lists. Oh, that's the thing. Isn't that what I was doing here? I think I'll take a break. I'm already tired. I'm probably gonna solve this. It doesn't look like it's gonna be that hard actually. Just the regex and then figure out the order here and then. Yeah, but the logic I think I got it down. So I might be back. If I'm back today, I'm probably gonna try to solve this off stream. And if I'm back today, I'm gonna focus on this machine learning competitions because I wanna practice doing that. So see you later.